Have your legs been feeling weaker lately? Like the strength is quietly slipping away without a clear reason? Maybe you've started noticing muscle cramps at night or a heavy, dragging sensation in your calves every time you climb the stairs. Here's the surprising part. It might not be aging alone. In fact, it could be something you're eating. Or even worse, something you think is helping you. There are two popular vitamins that seniors often trust for bone and muscle health, and they could be doing more harm than good. Stick with me, because what you'll hear today could change the way you walk, literally. Hi there, and welcome back to Forever Strong Seniors, the channel where we bring life-saving, life-changing tips to help you stay independent, active, and energized in your golden years. I'm so glad you're here, because today we're diving into a silent epidemic that's affecting millions over 60, muscle weakness and leg cramps. Many blame aging, but the truth runs deeper. And yes, it could be hiding in your kitchen cabinet or supplement drawer. So make yourself comfortable, and let's start uncovering what's really behind this creeping decline in leg strength. Let's begin with the everyday foods that many of us still eat out of habit or comfort, without realizing how quietly they're eroding our muscle power. The first silent enemy: sugary desserts. Cakes, pastries, candies. They may lift your mood for a moment, but inside your body, they set off a chain reaction of inflammation. When we consume sugar regularly, it causes our muscles to become inflamed, tight, and more prone to fatigue. Even more alarming is how sugar contributes to insulin resistance, which starves muscle cells of energy. That's right. Your legs literally don't get the fuel they need to function. Add to that the weight gain that often comes with excess sugar, and you've got even more strain on your joints and muscles. It's a tough cycle. Sugar gives you a sweet rush, then steals your strength. And let's not forget, most of these desserts lack protein, magnesium, or any of the nutrients needed to maintain muscle mass. They're empty calories that leave your legs weaker with every bite. Next up is a favorite that's hard to give up: fried foods. Think French fries, fried chicken, even onion rings. After 60, your body doesn't handle saturated and trans fats the same way. These fats increase inflammation throughout your joints, stiffen your legs, and reduce the oxygen delivery to your muscle tissues. When blood flow is restricted, your muscles can't repair, grow, or even function properly. Over time, this not only reduces your leg strength, but also makes every movement more painful. Fried foods also contribute heavily to weight gain, which adds even more pressure on knees, ankles, and hips. Especially dangerous as we lose natural muscle mass with age. The third culprit? White bread. It may seem harmless, but this everyday staple is loaded with fast-digesting carbs that spike your blood sugar and then crash it. That sudden drop in energy leaves your legs tired, shaky, and unstable. And white bread isn't just empty. It actively interferes with insulin function, making it harder for your muscles to absorb glucose, their main energy source. On top of that, it's low in fiber and essential nutrients, meaning it fills you up without feeding your muscles. For older adults, this kind of daily depletion adds up quickly, leading to chronic fatigue and loss of leg power. And then there's alcohol. Even moderate drinking can become problematic after 60. Your body's ability to process alcohol slows down with age, and that affects more than just your liver. Alcohol interferes with your body's ability to absorb magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D, all crucial nutrients for maintaining muscle and bone strength. It also contributes to dehydration, another common cause of nighttime leg cramps. Add in the extra calories and belly fat that come from beer or wine, and now you're looking at more pressure on your joints and less strength in your lower body. It's a subtle decline at first, but one that adds up meal by meal, sip by sip. And that's just the beginning. We've covered 4 everyday foods that can quietly weaken your legs, but we're only getting started. In the next part, we'll uncover the hidden dangers of processed meats, instant noodles, and some convenient snacks that seem harmless, but are wrecking your mobility from the inside out. If anything in today's video is starting to ring true for you, don't worry, it's not too late. The good news is that once you know what's causing the problem, you can take action to reverse it. And that's exactly what we'll do in part 2. So stay tuned, and remember, your legs carry your life. Let's treat them right. Welcome back. In part 1, we uncovered how innocent-looking foods like white bread, sweet treats, and even a glass of wine could be quietly draining the strength from your legs. Now, let's go even deeper, because the next few foods are often chosen for convenience, yet they carry a heavy price tag when it comes to your mobility and independence. Let's talk about processed meats, bacon, ham, sausages, cold cuts. They might be easy to toss on a sandwich or into a pan, but they're doing no favors for your body. These meats are packed with sodium and preservatives that increase inflammation throughout your joints and muscles. Inflammation is like rust. It quietly eats away at the parts of your body that keep you moving. That stiffness you feel in the morning, the soreness in your knees or calves, these foods are often the hidden culprits. Beyond that, processed meats are high in saturated fats that clog your blood vessels, reducing the oxygen and nutrients flowing to your leg muscles. Less fuel, more fatigue. And with aging muscles already fighting to stay strong, this added strain makes daily tasks feel harder with each passing week. Now, let's take a look at instant noodles, a quick, easy meal that many turn to, especially when cooking feels like too much work. But the truth is, these noodles are filled with refined flour, artificial flavors, and preservatives that do almost nothing to support your muscles. In fact, they do the opposite. They spike your blood sugar, promote weight gain, and provide barely any protein or fiber, two key nutrients your muscles rely on. And it's not just the noodles themselves. The seasonings often contain MSG and other additives that trigger low-level inflammation throughout your body. Over time, that adds up to weaker legs, slower recovery after activity, and more frequent discomfort when walking, standing, or climbing stairs. And then there are the treats that feel like little indulgences, packaged cakes, pastries, and industrial ice cream. These are the foods we often turn to for a reward, for comfort, or simply out of habit. But beneath the sweet surface is a cocktail of trans fats, artificial colors, thickeners, and emulsifiers. These additives don't just burden your digestive system. They actively harm your blood vessels, reduce circulation, and trigger inflammation that directly affects the muscles in your legs. That means less strength, more stiffness, and a higher risk of cramps or falls. Plus, these foods are high in calories, but low in the nutrients you actually need, like magnesium, protein, and calcium. So while they fill you up, they're leaving your muscles malnourished. Let's not forget milk chocolate, that afternoon nibble or nightly square that seems harmless. But for older adults, regular consumption can do more damage than expected. Chocolate is high in simple sugars and saturated fats. This combination leads to blood sugar spikes that wear out your muscle energy reserves. Over time, it contributes to the accumulation of belly fat, which adds more pressure on your lower body. And the more weight you carry around your middle, the harder your legs have to work to keep you balanced and mobile. Not to mention, those sudden sugar crashes leave your muscles feeling depleted and your body craving more unhealthy snacks. It's a cycle, and it's one that leaves your legs weaker, your joints more inflamed, and your daily movements more limited. Another sneaky source of harm? Canned foods. We often rely on them for convenience, soups, vegetables, even canned meats. But many are loaded with preservatives like sodium benzoate and nitrites, as well as excess salt. These chemicals contribute to fluid retention, joint swelling, and long-term damage to both your muscles and blood vessels. If you've ever felt that puffiness in your legs or ankles, or that heavy, achy sensation after a salty meal, it's not in your head. It's your body telling you it's under stress. And over time, this constant internal strain wears down your muscle strength and recovery ability. Here's the bottom line. While these foods are easy to prepare, budget-friendly, and often delicious, they are slowly eroding your muscle health from the inside. They reduce circulation, spike inflammation, interfere with nutrient absorption, and cause weight gain, all of which place added pressure on the very muscles and joints you rely on to stay mobile, independent, and strong. But the good news is, you can turn things around. In Part 3, we'll uncover a few of the most dangerous snack foods hiding in plain sight, from processed cheeses to those harmless crackers and cookies you nibble during the day. And of course, we'll also begin to unravel the mystery of the 2 worst vitamins that could be accelerating muscle loss in your legs right now. So, Take a moment to think about what's in your pantry. Could the food you trust most be working against your legs? Don't feel discouraged. Awareness is the first step towards strength. Join me in part 3 as we keep peeling back the layers and get closer to the real answers behind leg weakness after 60. So far, we've uncovered how certain foods, from sugary pastries to canned goods, can quietly break down your strength. But now, we're stepping into territory that's even more deceptive, the snack shelf. The very items many of us turn to for convenience, or just a little pleasure between meals, may be doing more harm than we think, especially to our legs. Let's start with something that might be in your fridge right now. Ultra-processed cheeses. You know the ones, individually wrapped slices, cheese spreads, those melt-in-your-mouth varieties. They're quick, they're tasty, and they feel like comfort food. But behind the flavor is a problem. These processed cheeses are usually high in sodium and saturated fats, both of which increase fluid retention, raise blood pressure, and reduce blood flow to your legs. And unlike traditional or fresh cheeses, these don't offer the high-quality proteins your muscles need to stay strong. That's a problem, because when you're over 60, your body is already losing muscle mass naturally. Every bite counts. So when your snack offers calories, without the nutrients to support mobility, you're silently falling behind. Now let's talk about the cookies, crackers, and processed snacks that have become a part of many seniors' daily routine. A few cookies here, a handful of flavored crackers there. What harm could they really do? Quite a lot, actually. These foods are often packed with trans fats, refined sugars, and additives that do more than just mess with your waistline. They block arteries, interfere with insulin, and reduce oxygen delivery to the very muscles that hold you upright. The result? Legs that feel tired after just a short walk, or a sense of imbalance that seems to come out of nowhere. And these effects build slowly. You don't notice it overnight, but one day, you're avoiding stairs, skipping your morning walk, or needing to rest more often. That's how it starts. Let me give you a quick example. I once spoke to a man named George, 72, who used to walk his dog twice a day, rain or shine. But over a few months, he began experiencing burning cramps in his calves. He chalked it up to age, until his daughter pointed out something simple. George had started snacking more after retirement. Just a few cheese crackers in the afternoon, a couple of chocolate-filled cookies after dinner. It didn't seem like much, but those little habits added up to inflammation, weight gain, and nutritional gaps that left his legs weaker. With a few dietary adjustments, swapping processed snacks for fruit, nuts, and lean proteins, George was back on his feet, walking proudly with his pup again. Sometimes, it's not about big changes. It's about noticing the little ones that sneak up on us. One of the most silent threats in these snacks is monosodium glutamate, or MSG. It hides behind names like flavor enhancer, yeast extract, or hydrolyzed protein on labels. And while some bodies tolerate it fine, many older adults become more sensitive over time. MSG can overexcite your nervous system, leading to muscle twitching, stiffness, tingling sensations, and even unexplained leg pain. More than that, it creates low-level inflammation throughout the body, especially in your joints and blood vessels. If you've ever felt your legs heavy, unsteady, or just not like they used to be, and your blood tests came back fine, look closer at what's in your food. Here's the deeper lesson today. Convenience isn't always worth the cost. When you fuel your body with processed fillers, you may save a few minutes in the kitchen, but you slowly lose what matters most: your strength, your balance, and your freedom. But don't worry, this journey isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. It's about noticing the habits that no longer serve you and making better choices. Not perfect ones, just better. Even small changes, like switching to cottage cheese, choosing natural snacks, or seasoning your meals with herbs instead of MSG-packed sauces, can start to restore your leg strength and reduce the discomfort you may have thought was just a part of aging. And here's where things get really important. You've heard about harmful foods, but what if I told you that even your vitamins, yes, the very pills you take to protect your bones and muscles, could be causing damage too? In Part 4, we'll uncover the shocking truth about 2 common vitamins that may be silently weakening your legs, causing cramps, and even contributing to long-term mobility loss. If you take supplements, this is the part you can't afford to miss. So before you open that snack drawer tonight, ask yourself, will this help me walk better tomorrow? And remember, knowledge isn't just power, it's progress. I'll see you in part 4, where the biggest revelations await. We've talked about food. We've talked about snacks. But now we've come to the most unexpected part of this journey. The very vitamins that many seniors take with good intentions, hoping to protect their bones, muscles, and energy. But as you'll soon see, taking the wrong form or the wrong dose of these 2 specific vitamins can quietly rob your legs of their strength and stability. Let's start with vitamin A. Most people associate it with good eyesight and healthy skin. And yes, in the right amount, it's absolutely essential. But there's a dark side to this vitamin, especially when taken in excess through supplements or multivitamins. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means it doesn't flush out of your body like water-soluble ones. Instead, it accumulates, mostly in your liver and soft tissues, including joints and muscles. And when that buildup reaches a tipping point, you may start to notice something unsettling. Leg pain that feels deep and nagging, like it's coming from your bones or tendons. Muscle soreness, cramps, and even weakness in the thighs or calves. All of these can be early signs of hypervitaminosis A. I once heard from a retired teacher named Clara, 74, who had been taking a multivitamin and a separate bone health supplement, both containing vitamin A. For months, she struggled with strange lower back pain and aching legs. Doctors ran scans, blood tests. Nothing was conclusive. Eventually, a sharp-eyed nutritionist asked her to stop the supplements. Within weeks, her symptoms began to ease. All that discomfort had been coming from a vitamin she thought was helping her. And here's the thing. Vitamin A is already abundant in common foods like liver, egg yolks, carrots, pumpkin, and fortified dairy. Most older adults don't need more of it unless specifically advised by a doctor. In fact, too much can weaken bones, not strengthen them, especially for those already dealing with osteopenia or osteoporosis. The second vitamin to be cautious with? Vitamin D. Yes, the very one we're often told to take for strong bones and immunity. But here's what's rarely mentioned. More isn't always better. Just like vitamin A, vitamin D is fat-soluble and stored in your body. Taking high doses without proper monitoring can lead to hypercalcemia, a condition where your blood calcium levels spike too high. That might not sound serious at first, until you feel the effects. Muscle cramps, burning sensations in the legs, joint stiffness, a sense that your legs are locking up, or just not responding the way they used to. That's calcium buildup, affecting the electrical signals between your nerves and muscles. And it gets worse. Too much calcium in the bloodstream can strain the kidneys, reduce their ability to filter properly, and cause swelling or fluid retention in the legs. For older adults with even mild kidney issues, this can become a dangerous cycle. The more vitamin D you take, the more calcium builds up. The more calcium, the more pressure on your muscles and organs. What started as a bone health routine turns into a silent weakening of your body's most important support system, your legs. Here's the lesson today. Supplements are powerful tools, but they're not one size fits all. What your body needed at 40 isn't always what it needs at 70. And more is not always better. The best way to use vitamins safely is under guidance, through blood tests, medical advice, and regular review. Don't just keep taking the same pills out of habit. Your body is constantly changing. Your habits should too. Now, don't get me wrong. Vitamins are not the enemy. Deficiencies are real, and when properly addressed, supplements can make a world of difference. But excess is just as dangerous as deficiency, especially when it comes to fat-soluble ones like vitamins A and D. So if you're feeling unusual leg cramps, stiffness, or pain that doesn't make sense, take a closer look at what you're taking daily. Let's end this series with a reminder. Your legs carry your life. They take you to your loved ones, your passions, your purpose. Don't let hidden habits, whether in your food or in your supplements, slow them down. With the right choices, strength can return, mobility can be regained, independence can be preserved. Have you ever felt unexplained leg pain or cramps and wondered if your supplements could be the reason? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. And if this video helped you, Be sure to subscribe to Forever Strong Seniors for more insights just like this. We're here to walk beside you. One step, one video, one better habit at a time. See you in the next one. And until then, stay strong, stay wise, and stay moving.